Dillner and I used to have a hell of a tailgate at.
Oh wait, hold on a second. Can we tell him?
Yeah, you can tell him. I mean, you can tell him. I'm not telling him. But
You're not going to tell him about the legendary fried chicken tailgate?
That's what I'm talking
out
about.
Out of the back of a limousine at a dirt track?
Yeah, on our birthdays.
Sounds like a much longer story.
It was me and Herman's birthday, and yeah, we won't go into the whole thing, but we definitely took a limo to Carolina Speedway and tailgated out of the back of it with coolers of beer and buckets of fried chicken. So that was one of my more epic short track adventures.
Hey, you did a cartwheel down the stands.
Holding my cooler.
Holding your cooler, your arm never bent. It was like watching an Olympian in its
Wow.
prime. My wife still is impressed by it.
I know.
Could you do that right now?
And he didn't spill his beer.
Could you do it right now?
No, not a chance.
Okay.
He didn't spill his beer.
I mean, I wasn't trying to do it at that point. that was me falling down the stairs, and it just appeared to be a cartwheel. The problem is we're talking about great racing on here, and I think that you could never tell me that that's some of the best racing you've ever watched. As many racetracks as I know you've been to.
I never said that.
I know, but I'm just saying, you just said it's the best racetrack.
What did you say on the internet?
What did I say on the internet? What did I said a lot of shit.
You said that it's not real racing.
It's not.
And that it's just a bunch of clowns.
It is.
Okay, so tell me how.
Tell you how. Okay, they don't race.
Oh, they don't.
They smash into each other. No,
they don't.
No.
Okay.
What do we talk about? What's the protocols for a great race? Side by side racing. None of that happens there. Multiple grooves. Nope. Tire wear. Nuh-uh. What else was on that list? Because I can go down the whole list and tell you there's not a single thing on that. Yeah.
So do you agree that it doesn't meet that standard?
No, I mean, I don't think – I've never said Bowman Gray is the greatest racetrack ever.
It's just said it on this show.
It is one. It is
you
the
just
greatest.
said 4 minutes ago.
It is the greatest facility and show place the sport will ever know. Okay, let me ask you something. So there are a bunch of clowns for running into each other, right?
Yes.
Okay, let me ask you one question, yes or no.
And it's not so much –
hold on.
Go ahead.
Is Bobby Allison a clown?
If he was acting that way, I would call him a clown.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about –
I mean, he did the same thing.
I'm not talking
this
about –
This isn't new. This isn't new. I mean, he did that to Curtis Turner, and they had a demo derby in the infield.
I was negative 40 years old when that happened,
and
probably.
now this day and age with social media, oh, God, people are wrecking each other in the infield, lose our minds.
My main problem is with Bowman Gray. If that happened once a season, I would say, it's Bowman Gray. You know, that happens. It happens every night, and it happens multiple times a night, it seems like. Every time I watch any video, the problem is...
How many times were you up there last year?
Here's the thing. Never. I can't go. I got to work.
Yeah.
But, the problem is, and this is the main problem, and I don't know, I don't think it's you guys. It's obviously social media. If I see a clip from Bowman Gray, it's never about... Holy shit, look at this last lap finish or last lap pass. It's look at this guy drive across the infield almost.
That's the track's fault.
Yeah, because they don't officiate is the problem. They don't make calls. They don't do anything up there to control the circus because they want it to be a circus. And that's the track's fault. If the track cracked down on this stuff and threw guys out for doing ridiculous stuff like they do, I mean, there's people throwing stuff through people's windshields last year. I mean, the track,
in the pit area.
But I'm saying if the track cracks down and throws these people out and does this thing, it comes back to hopefully getting 100%. Back to the racing on the racetrack. But 100%. Right now they feed into the circus aspect of it, and I get it. You want to sell tickets, but at the same time, you can't say it's even remotely close to some of the best racing we see.
God, I love the fact that we're talking about it.
Oh yeah, I mean, listen, I used to go there. Like if I could go, I'd go once a year. You know, because it's a show. You go drink beer and watch. You know, same reason you go to the circus. You want to see the clowns run around and entertain you, and that's what happens up there.
Well, we're talking about the show and the drivers, the anonymous poll that we did. They did put out a couple of different tracks. We got South Boston. That was
very good race.
Several votes there. Thunder Road.
Thunder Road's amazing.
Until they put the walls up.
Thunder Road. I feel bad for them. They kind of really got screwed over in that SRX deal.
Yes.
Like really bad. It was too long of a story to get into. But the Thunder Road, my buddy Scott Tapley up there runs that place, and he's one of the best race directors in the country. And they put on some of the – I've never been there. Have you?
Yes, I've been there a million times.
I've never been there.
One of the most efficient shows and one of the nicest little short tracks you'll ever go to.
Amazing place.
Pensacola also getting a couple of votes.
Snowball Derby, baby.
Yep.
Yeah, Pensacola. So, and we talked about this earlier, like – not so much the track. Again, I'm sorry, I didn't want to cut you off.
You're good.
But the and Dillner will agree with this. We both agreed that Stafford Motor Speedway is probably the nicest racetrack in the country. Does Stafford Motor Speedway have the best short track race in the country?
No.
No, they don't.
No.
You know, and that's for me. I think it's probably not biased, but snowball derby. I mean, is that what
snowball derby historically, in my opinion, because it lost a little luster with the pit stops, lack a lot live pit stop. That's another argument, but snowball derby is undoubtedly
the snowball has everything you want.
One of the greatest races ever.
It has the tire wear. It has the pitch strategy. The pitch strategy got screwed up a little bit now with these controlled pit stops. Star power, everybody shows up, side-by-side racing, beating and banging, coming down because it's a prestigious award. Like, it checks all the boxes for me.
Stafford Speedway, you already mentioned that.
Slinger right there is amazing because if you go to Slinger and you look at that track, okay, if you've never been there, you would think it's going to be a bottom shot BS racetrack where rooting and gouging and it's high banked and tiny and there's no room to race, right? But then they drop the green with super late models, and it's like side-by-side pace laps at full speed, and nobody's boogering each other out of the way, and it's like so amazing the racing there, and it's just it's an anomaly. It's a crown jewel type place in the sphere of short track racing.
That's Slinger Nationals. It was awful nice of Mike to chime in.
I was going to say Mike Davis.
Mike Davis did.
Says,
Mike Davis knows it's
I
short
think
tracks.
it's a different one unless he's got a different picture.
Mike's a big fan of Meridian Speedway.
Have you
apparently.
Hey! Meridian Speedway is pretty cool.
I've never been
I
there.
took laps.
You have
I
been
took
there?
laps in a limo there at like 3
limo?
o'clock in the morning.
You do a lot of stuff with limos.
It's crazy.
Southern National Motorsports Park, Bristol again, Eagle Raceway.
Bristol, listen. I hope to God Bristol is back. I don't know that it is. I think this was an anomaly, and we have to. I hope they bring the same tire.
Did it go away?
Well, yes, it
No,
did.
it didn't.
Yeah,
the cars changed.
The
track treatment changed.
And even this week, the track didn't change. From last time that we were there. It's just the tire. So you got to bring the right package there.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. But it's hopefully it's back.
It's
see.
still there.
Well, we've talked about the best short track. Now we got to talk about the most overrated short track. I feel like maybe you mentioned one?
I think I've already gave my answer on this.
Come on, Freddie, go first.
Bowman Gray Stadium.
How is it overrated to go into a historic? Hold on. To go into a historic venue that's like Wrigley Field of Racing, one of the most beautiful stadiums, historic stadiums in America, where they race around a football field. The atmosphere there, when you walk in, even if they don't take a green flag, is something to behold. If there's 8 wonders in the world in auto racing, it is one of them. Then they drop the rag. If it's a decent race or a decent night, you still leave there saying, I want to pay $12 when I leave.
Yeah, listen. For a show purpose, my guess, go up there. I'm not, but if we're talking about the best racing in the country, you're not going to see it there. It's not. I know you didn't, but I'm talking about my feelings about why it's overrated, and I base everything off of the racing. Like, if you're not going to put on a good race, I don't need to be there, and that's what it is for me. That's why I feel like it's overrated. I don't know if you have an overrated.
Overrated. I don't like to bash or spike on any short track or any racetrack because you lose racetracks doing that. But if I were to have to select one, I don't consider it a short track anymore. And that's the reason I would say it is Richmond Raceway. Love that racetrack so much, but I wish we could go back to more of the fairgrounds half mile that it was, other than the high bank sweeping corners. You're carrying so much speed into those corners. There's not as much off-throttle time. The old Richmond was way better.
Right.